Oh, what is up? This is Ky.D back once again, bringing you guys Heavenly Delusion episode 6. Last time, we found a place that supposedly is safe, but is it really? Most likely not. 100% safe? Doesn't seem to be the case, right? And I was kind of wondering, in some extent, like maybe that 100% means 100% bad. It's like you never know. Like maybe it's the opposite of what we're really thinking. But hey, it says it's a safe zone. So we're going to go with that. I still think there's going to be some form of fuckery, but either way, let's get into it. So let's go.
あの高架の下をもう少しあっちに行くと地下の入り口があるんですよ。そこに水が溜まってるんです。どうもありがとう。
Some random person they just met?
部屋と干したお布団がありますよ。
I'm trying to make a business.
水を汲んでくる間、荷物を預けられるといいかもな。水は重いからな。水だ。あまり綺麗な水には。
Somebody got messed up. They do darkness so well in POVs and stuff.
ひどいな。
So he got body bagged.
来てるか？
仲間。
Oh, he is. Bro, don't tell me he's head first in that water. Yeah, he dead.
こっちは完全にアウトだな。
お姉ちゃん。
Sees the monster?
Hello, motherfucker.
What the fuck is that? It looks like a bear that's losing its hair. Gonna make it collapse on top of it? I mean, smart thinking.
マル君、迅速にとどめよ。
あ、そっか。よし。フェイタルダイブ。
But who said it was? What the fuck was that? I would say, who said it was one of the monsters? I was saying, I'm like, it looks exactly like a bear that's losing its hair. All the other ones look rather unique. Like, why did you think that was one?
よく登れたな、僕。
なんか入っていかないな。おかしいなって思ってたら、この距離でクマと目があった俺の気持ちが。ごめん。
Stupid.
だがあのクマは納得の怪物だわ。
Looking straight at him.
でもほら、クマでよかったよ。登ってこれないから、ゴリラだったら全然。
You know bears can climb really well. You never know.
あれ、クマどこ行った？しつこくうろうろしてたのに、いつの間にか消えたな。
今のうちに逃げよ
う。Or it could be waiting.
4発目が出れば、あと1発撃てる。
出るかな。
電池温めとこう。あ、
何？あ
3択です。1番、電池を落とした。
Nigga, how did you drop it?
何やってんだよ。
Like, how did you drop it? You had it in your hand. No gust of wind. Nothing.
マル君、僕のこと女だと思ってる？男だと思ってる？
I mean, he obviously still sees you as a damn woman. He wants to clap them cheeks. Let's be honest.
いや、それは。
And where's this coming from? We gotta what?
お姉ちゃんの意思にはそぐわないかもしれないけど。
よし。取ってきたらおっ
Then
ぱ
you
い
go.
触らせてよ。
Oh, what? Okay, dingy.
悪魔がよ。
Yeah, that nigga was literally waiting. I'm waiting for the bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. He acted faster than Dingy, bro. I'm not too sure. Dingy got a horny toad. partner over here.
実は火事場のバカ力的にこんなところに登ってしまったが、僕はここから降りられんのだ。
You afraid of heights?
今度はキル光線を持って降りてクマを倒すんだ。そしたら
Excuse me?
クマの死体をクッションにして僕は降りる。人食いでない以上、これで頭でも撃てば。
You don't even need a shot to that head. That shit would fucking vaporize one. What? Yeah, it's like he doesn't use a gun. He's all hands in this spirit stuff.
僕、役に立ってる？
当たり前だ。お姉ちゃんがいなかったら5回は死んでる。
You two get a room? Just fuck already. Send me pictures.
Fucking get it over with. Like,
僕が役に。
now, damn, flashbacks still over there, huh?
よし。
Still got episode 3 on replay.
体をほぐしながらクマがなるべく離れるのをひたすら待つ。
離れたら
その瞬間を狙ってマルは下に降りて、着地音を聞いたら躊躇せずに僕も降りる。
おー。
僕を受け止めたらマルは全力で逃げろ。
お姉ちゃんは4発目が出なかったら。
そん時は君が逃げ切るくらいには抵抗してやるさ。
She lucky. How many times that thing hasn't been like hasn't actually been firing right, or hasn't had the right charge? You got lucky with that one.
なんで君逃げてないんだ。
本当に俺が一人で逃げると思ってたの。
I know, right? We're supposed to be in this together, right? We both have things that we need to get to.
4発目が出る確信があったんだよ。
え？
電池にマルのエロパワーがこもってたから。
なんだそれ、やめろ。
Should be like, speaking of which, pay up right here.
しろ、岩田さん。
ボス。
下本君は助からなかったのか。
トトリ、
Wait, he was actually still alive?
助けてくれた人は？
名乗るほどのものではありませんって風のように去ったよ。
They're actually in the hotel. Wait, is she covering?
今後のために今回騙された手口を話しておく。
騙された？
テント街の自警団が副業で盗賊行為をしてたんだ。その狩り場にまんまと僕らをおびき寄せられた。
No, they're the same people.
本来水に近寄ったところで入り口を塞ぐ手口だったんだ、きっと。つまり地図屋も一枚噛んでるんだよ。くらいにして寝よう寝よう。予定外の足止め食っちまった。どうした？
I came looking for booty.
忘れてないか？
Exactly. You got something to pay up with.
何か約束を忘れてないか？お姉ちゃん。
Why? The eerie ass music.
Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
The way they're playing that. What the fuck?
姉ちゃんの髪は元は黒のストレートだったんだ。例えば大きな怪我をして手術したりすると髪質が変わることがあるらしい。姉ちゃんの呪いだと思ってる。私の体にいたずらするなよっていう。
Bitch, I didn't ask all that.
じゃあジャンパー脱いで。
Exactly. I ain't asking all that. I was like, why are you going into the story right now? I got something to do.
つまりこういうことだからね。
Oh no, I ain't come looking for no little bars. I ain't got no milk, no cookies, nothing.
You shouldn't have offered it up. You knew what you were doing. Especially since you're a dude, right? Like, come on now.
決めよう。何秒とか決め。
女の子みたいな声で。
お客さん。
What's up with you? You good?
ここはそういうことをする場所ではありませんよ。
Look, I wasn't trying to crack it. I'm just trying to touch it. Wait, why did you lock me in this room with you? I was like, why did... Wait, whoa, okay, what?
太陽光で充電できるライト。 あれでいいです。
やっぱ荷物
Oh, so this is what you do in your free time to keep this place running?
ね、どうですか？バンダナしたままの方がいいですかね。トトリって呼んでください。名字はわかりません。
おい、いいってノー
You ain't gotta say too much from the look in your eyes. I can
This girl is rather aggressive, but I mean, he got a titty, but she is rather aggressive. Was she tainted meat or some shit?
どうした
Oh, what is fans?
マル？何が？
Yeah, I would just close the door. All right, bro, you didn't need to show me this.
あらゆる状況が誤解を解くことの困難さを物語っていることに気づいたマルは
I know, right?
絶望のあまり目の前が真っ暗になったと
Where does this narrator come from? What?
はありません。
I think I'm so much more interested in the other stuff right now. I'm sorry.
Hello, motherfucker.
Oh, the girl killed herself. Oh, wow, alien.
トキオは何が得意ですか？
The elf ears and everything. Wait, what? That's the most different looking one. Wait a minute. This has to be a dream though. They're saying that the body essentially wasn't strong enough, that they basically got a body that they couldn't keep up.
大丈夫です。
I think aren't all the shoes the same?
僕の天国はここです。責任取ります。
I wouldn't even be, man, fuck this shit. They try to sexually assault me.
You're a victim.
何者かと聞かれても、私はただの孤児ですよ。気がついたらこの町の自警団に育てられてましたな。それより私は気づいたんですよ。気持ちがいいものはお金になるんです。綺麗な部屋とホスト
She's not wrong.
好みの客が来たらセックスしてお金を稼いでホテル王になるんですよ。
So you basically running a love hotel?
なんで人間なのに入れるのかさっぱりわからなかったけど、誤解だけは解けて本当に良かったよ。もはや丸タッチで実際に殺してみせるくらいしか信じてもらう術がなかった。
おや？なんとか
That's fucked up. So we just gonna sweep past you bullshitting me?
なんだよ、元気ないな。昨べの勢いはどこ行った？
ボス、ダメだったって。
I mean, it seemed obvious. The motherfucker was literally leaking into a pool. Into the fucking water. Like, what the hell was that?
ほら、絶対死なないと思ってた。仲間思いのいいボスだったんだけどな。一緒に来る？そっか。
あら、ホテル王になれよ。もし近所に生まれて同じ町で育ってたら。
Could have been just like them.
だよな。
Alright, Naruto. It could have been me. Yeah, no shit. Like, so the best you can do is hold my hand. Alright. I hate it here. I hate it here. God damn, bro. It still shows her in bed. Yeah, so it's like, who's covering? She's going in his room?
ちょっと元気そうだね。
心配事があったんだけど、亡くなったから。
よかった。
There is so much sexual discovery in this show.
見つけた。これだ。この部屋に残っていた足跡は時をくん。
Footprints gone.
しかしどうやってバレずに。
僕、アスラの幽霊見た。夢かもしれない。コナはアスラが好きだったんでしょ？
だけど、時を好きなのとは違う感じの好きだよ。
So we just finished up with episode 6, and to be quite honest, I was thinking about it for a minute. I kind of have a theory about what's essentially going on when it has the relation of these two, because we always see these. When I mean these two, I mean the one in the facility and then one with, one with Tokyo in the group, and then one with Maru and Kariko. I think we're dealing with two different timelines. And the reason I think that is because people on the outside, particularly that one girl who had the same disease as the kid who just passed away, I forgot his name right now, but he passes away from this disease. She has this same sort of disease, and we know that those kids within a facility are supposed to have the perfect body. They're supposed to be immune to everything, right? So essentially the people in this facility are making a perfect race of people. That's what I'm kind of like getting at this point in time. But this seems to be that they're harvesting them or making them in some sort of fashion from monsters, right? For what we know or what we kind of get from these earlier episodes and stuff. But one of the things that I'm thinking about is, what if they were the ones who unleashed the monsters onto the world? And the line that the director's saying, oh, beyond these walls, there's nothing but monsters out there. What if that's just referring to humanity? And it's not referring to the beasts that are in the outside world. And that the director views humanity as like a sickness in of its way, right? And it views them as beasts because, we rape, we kill, we murder. Like, that's just how it is. And people can just kill somebody over something, something petty at the end of the day. So what's to say that this director hasn't made this facility in order to cultivate a better part of humanity, right? Like, kind of like some Hitler shit, like the ultimate race of beings, supreme genes and shit. Like, what if they're trying to do that? And the thing is that something goes wrong. We saw when the kid died and they cremated him, all of a sudden there was like it looked like an egg or something, or like some sort of chrysalis that was left behind. One of these kids are those monsters. And essentially the egg, like when they die or whatever, it gives birth to like another monster or something. And that's what we see out in the world today. It's like literally the kids that they worked on. And I think Tokyo is fucking Maru's mom. And the reason I think that is because Tokyo and Maru look exactly the same. But Maru says, I'm supposed to see a person, and I believe it's supposed to be a guy who looks exactly like me. But Tokyo's a girl. So I'm assuming, because this is also a thing about it too, Maru's an orphan. So I'm assuming that Tokyo had twins. And one of them is Maru. And the other one is, some other entity. We don't know. The other one's just out there, and he's talking about curing them. I assume that they either have a sickness or they've gone crazy or something like that. That's what I assume when it kind of falls into that role. The reason why I think Tokyo is Maru's mom, because at the end of this episode, what do we get? We had Tokyo and old boy engaging in sexual activities. But I don't know if I commented on this, but I was thinking in my head, they seem like they've been doing this for a while. We have Tokyo throwing up as if she had a sickness, and then the robot's telling her, nah, you just have some some uneasiness or whatever. It's already passed. What if she has morning sickness? What if they've been fucking for a while and she got pregnant? Because this is also the thing that goes into this, right? Because there's so many ins and outs, and I'm sorry for kind of making this a little bit conflicting, but the AI system or whoever runs this, who's like controlling the cameras and stuff, that has to be the same exact person or entity that is not letting them see Tokyo leave and going into their room, not letting them see that Tokyo and Cuckoo, I believe her name is, went into the air vents, right? It's the same one that's been blocking off that sort of communication with the higher ups from these children, essentially. Not only that, I think that's the same person who told Tokyo, do you want to see the outside of the outside? And not only that, but it's also the one that like was trying to get Mimi Hime together with the other guy. And remember, he got the whole idea of doing sexual stuff with her. Oh, I want to keep you in my room and I want to lick you and stuff. And him saying that, it's because this is trying to implant the idea of this in their heads. And I'm thinking that maybe whatever this is, they want a natural birth. From what we're getting, if those monsters or whatever, if those things, right, that they had in there, and Cuckoo was like, oh, it's a baby, right? If those things are literally them, then they're like test tube babies, right? So maybe this thing wants a natural birth in order to expand some sort of parameters or something like that, or something's going to happen if they do have it. And I think that what happens to these kids when they get sick, or I don't know, they might mutate or something, and then they but they transform into these creatures, right? Because we know that these kids have extraordinary abilities. Maru also has extraordinary abilities, right? And that's why I think that he's essentially linked to Tokyo, and that's probably his mom or his sister or something like that. But seeing as she's having sex, I'm leaning towards mom at this point in time. And that this essentially leaked, like something happened with the facility and it leaked into the outside world. Because these kids have abilities and we don't know how far their abilities go. You have Cuckoo who can just walk up walls. You have Mimi Hime who has like clairvoyance. Like she's able to see into the future. You have the other kid who was drawing stuff, and it happens to be the monster. That was in episode 4? Well, episode 3 and 4. So it's like, some of these people have clairvoyance. Some people have, enhanced durability, agility, strength. Like they were saying, the kid in the wheelchair, he was able to lift the rock and throw it. Like, they've already said that they're trying to make a perfect race of people. And so I think that we're dealing with two different timelines. We're dealing with the birth of these monsters, and we're dealing with the aftermath of the situation. Because it seems too odd to have these creatures in these pods as babies, and then we also have them on the outside, but on the outside they're literally killing people that they come across and absorbing them and becoming part of them. And we know that these kids are genetically engineered and stuff like that. So at some point, like I'm saying, this facility is probably going to fail and these kids are going to get out. And I don't know if they're going to transform into monsters or their offspring are going to be monsters or something like that. But yeah, that's what I got so far. So bulletin point time. I think we're dealing with two different timelines. I think Tokyo is most likely Maru's mother, or related to him to some other means. I think if Tokyo is Maru's mom, then she probably had twins, and that explains why someone looks exactly like Tokyo, right? And when even Mimi Hime said that someone comes and saves us or something, but they had like the same exact face, right? It also explains like the AI and why. I think it's an AI. I don't even know what it is. If it's like a hybrid or some shit, but either way, like if it's like working, or if it's trying to make new functions or new experiments out of these things. And yeah, that's all I got. I don't got anything on Kariko or any of that stuff. I still think Robin is, evil at the end of the day. But either way, that's pretty much it for my theory on that. Because I'm like, because I'm looking at certain scenes in here, and that last episode was like truly sexual, but I was like, there wasn't really too much on it, right? It was like a large it was a large sexual episode. It was close, of course, showing Maru and Kariko being closer together and stuff like that. But then you have like these instances of Tokyo, and it seems like something might happen to her, but it seems more like she's transforming. And then we have the other kid, right? The one who's floating and stuff that he must have seen too, who looks like an alien. And I don't know if that was just in the midst of them changing into a monster, because they said that they were born into a body that was like not complete for them, that it wasn't adequate for them. And that's why essentially they like quote unquote died, or they committed suicide. So I don't know if it's like their essence or existence goes somewhere else or something, but I think that the people in the facility are essentially kind of what breeds these monsters. I think the director is probably just viewing humanity as monsters because of, you know, the shit that normally happens in the world, like the degeneration of what's, you know, what we see today also. I think it's kind of like that. Like, I'm probably off, but I've said this before in earlier episodes that there's been a large emphasis on getting these kids together. When Tokyo was walking through the little makeshift forest where she saw the two kids kissing, and I was like, oh, that's what are they experimenting? I think it was episode 2. And you have it where Mimihime's nudes are being shown to somebody else, but she didn't take that picture. And then you have, you know, the death of another, but it's driving Tokyo towards another person that she's already likes, right? And they have already a close relationship with one another, and you see them essentially about to have sex, but you know it's not their first time because they're just rather chill about everything. And I think it leads to them getting, or leads to Tokyo getting pregnant because of the fact that, well, they don't have any condoms. They don't know what they're doing. They're just doing what they think is right, or something that's pleasurable, right? Because they're not taught these sort of things. They're getting in education classes and shit like that. So that's my theory on it. At the end of the day, because I really do think that we're kind of working with two different timelines. Now, I explain why some people on the outside know about heaven, particularly the person who told Kariko to go to heaven, because it doesn't really make sense for someone to be a part of that facility and be able to leave, because it seems like they're doing some top secret stuff. So how would this tomato, and honestly, the person, I'm thinking about it now, the person who, I forgot what her actual name was, but the person who picked up Maru and then gave Maru over to Kariko in order to take him to heaven, essentially, they were probably one of these kids. And I'm thinking that, nah, it can't be. I'm like, maybe it was one of the ones that was like the girl who was dancing or something like that. Because there's a lot of familiar looking faces in this fucking series. And one thing I'm appreciative of this series is because it's so mysterious at times. And it really makes you start thinking about the stuff that you're seeing. Because I was like, that last episode, I was like, there's nothing really to it, but there is like a few things drawing characters together and shit like that. So I'm just like, you know, what does that lead to? One thing after another. But anyways, that's pretty much it for me. Yeah. So this is Ky.D. Like, comment, subscribe, and all the good shit. I am out. Peace.